it. Joining me now is Brad Dacus, the founder and president of Pacific Justice Institute. Brad, good to see you through. So briefly, walk us through what these folks are dealing with here at this Christian-owned family spa.
Oh, certainly. And we at Pacific Justice Institute are really proud to be representing them all the way through this litigation. And I believe it's going to go to the Supreme Court. But what happened is it's a conservative, Christian-owned, traditional Korean spa, Korean family. This is a part of the tradition. So they don't wear any clothes in a Korean spa. So it's only women in a women's Korean spa. Well, this man allegedly called in and even visited the place allegedly and says, hey, I want to go in. And they said, reportedly, absolutely not. There are 13-year-old girls, naked girls with their naked moms, getting treatments and everything in there. Absolutely not. Well, he went ahead and filed a complaint with the state of Washington Human Rights Commission, and the commission ordered that the Korean spa shut their doors, and they said we would rather shut our doors than compromise and do what we know is evil and wrong to 13-year-old little girls. So their business was shut down. We at Pacific Justice Institute, we've stepped in and we filed a lawsuit in federal court defending their rights under the Constitution for the free exercise of religion, under Title VII for accommodation of their faith and beliefs and convictions, as well as their freedom of speech. It's a very important case for religious freedom for business owners all across the United States.
Brad, I know the woke judges are more offended by the words the judge used than the actual act that he's writing about. What say you?
Yeah, and I think Judge Van Dyke did a great job pointing this out. He first mentioned, the terminology, very pointed terminology about male anatomy, and then the left, and the majority, responded and says this is inappropriate. You should not use this kind of terminology in our sophisticated legal briefings and writings. I'm paraphrasing. And then they took the bait, and then he came right back and he said just what you said, Todd. He said, you are more concerned about the offensiveness of my directness of this term than you are about the reality of the abuse and the trauma that's happening to 13-year-old and young teenage girls in this spa that you want to approve a man to be openly lewd to and traumatized in a major way, and even cause them to have fears of concern of potential, wrongful attack or touching. So, he pointed it out. He says, you are so in the clouds in your own elitism. You're focusing on a word that you're not willing to look at the reality of what you're actually advocating to happen to innocent young teenage girls and their mothers.
All right, Brad, real quick before we let you go, is this an anomaly here, or are we dealing with an issue that's happening in other places around the country?
Unfortunately, this is happening in other places across the country, and this kind of twisted thinking is dealing with as far as business owners, business people. I talked to someone just last night after speaking somewhere, and they're dealing with this as well. So especially in blue states with blue state governors, we at PJI have 37 offices coast to coast. We do all our work without charge, and we are ready to take on every single one of them that calls us and wants protection and help without charge.
All right, well, go get them. Brad Dacus, good to see you. Pacific Justice Institute, they're the good guys, folks.